coming into postgrad, I won't lie, I was aiming for cum laude. I was aiming for obtained qualification with distinction. So when I got the results for test one, I was relieved that I didn't fail all of them, because they told us, everyone fails test one. So I'm like, okay, it means I'm good then, if everyone fails test one. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Purchase Notiko. Here we talk all things academics, careers and wellness. As you have seen from the title of today's video, today we're going to be talking about my journey from facing academic exclusion in undergrad to being in the top performers in my postgraduate class of 2023. Here we are. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what's the plan for next year, where to from here. Am I doing my master's? Am I looking into going to academia, corporate? What is the plan? The journey started in 2019, where I registered at the University of Pretoria for my graduate degree in accounting sciences. So my BCom accounting sciences degree started in 2019, and I wanted to be a CA. That was the plan, to be a CA, do undergrad, CTA, and go on to do my board courses, my board exams, articles, and qualify as a CA in 7 years. So I was very excited, started the journey, and 2019 went well. I could see that, okay, I don't really like accounting as much, but we'll figure this out. I actually did very well in other modules like economics, statistics, to a point that for a brief moment, I thought about, well, how would it be if I had to maybe change to another degree like stats or investment management or something else. But at the time, changing degrees was just an idea, because I was funded by Tutuga in undergrad. If you don't know Tutuga, it's basically a bursary fund for accounting science students, and it is part of SAICA. So you have to be studying towards being a CA to qualify for that bursary. So if I were to change degrees, even if I were to explore the idea of changing degrees, I would have to think about things like, will I have to add a year? Will I lose my bursary and all of that? So in first year, I could see that the accounting that we did in high school, like just punching numbers, was not accounting. Accounting is so much more than that. And I honestly did not enjoy it as much. And then, accounting first year was hard for everyone, so I didn't really think much of it. And then I went on to second year in 2020, where I did my 4 major modules. Now we had accounting, financial management, tax, and auditing, and then a few of those minor modules as well. Then that was the year that we had lockdown. For the most part of the year, we were doing online learning, and I could see that, I was not honest to myself, I was not as invested into my studies as I should have been. I don't know what was the problem. Maybe it was just a thing of being at home and all of that. I felt like I was studying to write an online exam, not really studying to know, if you get what I mean. And okay, so at the end of that year, I passed all my minor modules and 2 of my major modules, and subbed 2. So some people might not even know this, but yeah, I did sub financial accounting and financial management. So with financial accounting, that one scared me, because it was not my strongest point, it was not my strongest module. With financial management, it was really something that had to do with the fact that my year mark was not good due to a mistake that I made while uploading year test 3. Long story short, my year mark was not as well as it should have been because of that mistake. I ended up losing a lot of marks and so I wasn't too worried about the fact that I subbed, because I was like, okay, I just need to pass this exam, I'll be okay. But with financial accounting, I was like, yo, okay, so this is a reflection of the fact that I don't actually know as much as I should. Okay, but I wrote both of those subs and I passed and went on to third year, which was final year, supposed to be final year, accounting sciences. And I was excited. I was nervous about the fact that I felt like I didn't know enough of the content, simply because with online learning, sometimes you might want to take shortcuts in learning and not actually know the content. So I was a bit insecure about that. And yeah, you can watch the full video that I made about how that year went, the mental health issues that I faced in 2021, and everything that happened. On the 24th of December 2021, I received a letter from the faculty saying that I am facing academic exclusion. Whew, at that point, I'm just like, yeah, no. Okay, so I already knew that I had lost Tutuga because, as you know, like I said, Tutuga wants you to study accounting. So, and you cannot fail. If you fail, then they do drop you. I mean, there's sometimes, you know, exceptions and whatnot. But at that point, I knew, I had failed all my exam, my modules, basically, since I didn't even write any of my exams. Oh yeah, so I didn't write any of my exams. I did qualify for tax and I think it was auditing, but I didn't write them. And then I didn't qualify for the other two, so I didn't write any of my exams. And I knew that at that point I will face academic exclusion. So I was sort of like mentally ready for it. But you know, when it actually comes, like that email comes, you like, okay, like my future is hanging by a balance here. And that for me was very difficult because in high school, I did very well in high school, right? I was one of those students who were always in the top 10. If I'm not number 2, I'm number 1. I think in grade 8 and 9, I was number 1 in my class, and yeah, in grade 8, grade 9, and I think in grade 10 I was number 2, in grade 11 I was number 1, in grade 12 I was number 1. So you can like see that, with that kind of record in high school, facing academic exclusion felt like I'm just like I've failed, like this is the bottom of the pit kind of thing. And to think that I actually passed very well in matric. I got 5 distinctions in grade 12 and I was very proud of that. Accounting was the highest, so it was no doubt I'm going to study accounting. So now suddenly I am here 3 years later facing academic exclusion from accounting sciences. The irony, right? We wrote, so when you face academic exclusion, they give you the opportunity to appeal the decision. You're not excluded right away. So you have to gather supporting documents, something like, maybe if you were ill, if you were facing mental challenges, if you're facing financial challenges, whatever led to you having a poor performance, you have to now substantiate that you want to come back and you will do better. I wrote that letter. I'm good at writing. There I had to pull all my writing skills, making sure that I convinced them that I want to do this. I want to study accounting. I'm going to do better. These are the things that I'm going to put in place and so on. And I waited for it felt like a very long time, but I waited for about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks to get the response back from the faculty, and they told me that I am going to be accepted on the condition that I change to either become general or become financial sciences, and I need to complete my degree in 2022. So the pressure is on. I eventually decided to go for become financial sciences because it's very similar to accounting sciences. Like I said in that video where I was talking about failing, when I say accounting science, that's the CA stream, and financial science would be like a BCom accounting in other universities that is basically not the CA stream. So I decided to go for that, and last year things were going very well academically. So that's where I actually realized that I really like financial management. The thing that I really liked about financial sciences is that it doesn't emphasize so much of accounting. I could now, like, I could see that I actually really like financial sciences. Accounting is there, but you know, it's like not at the same level of testing as in accounting sciences. So I was happy about that. Honestly, I don't know how, but I really didn't like accounting as much as I liked financial management, especially last year. So, you know, first semester I was there getting distinctions for the first time since first year. I was getting distinctions and I was like, okay, this is building my confidence. And at the same time, I was really working on myself, going on therapy, having yoga, making sure that I am fine, you know, mentally, spiritually, physically. I actually went on a weight loss journey. It wasn't really a weight loss journey, more like a fitness journey. Ended up losing about 10 kgs in 3 months. I cut out a lot of unhealthy things like I didn't drink Coke, I didn't drink a lot of sugar. I was, you know, that girl in last year. And that was really the beginning of me rebuilding myself and trying to figure out where to from there. And then eventually I decided I wanted to do my honors in financial management. So I applied at UJ and also at UP, went through the whole process, and eventually I was accepted at UJ in 2023, this year. I was very happy. This was like, you know, God really restoring everything that I had lost, because in terms of funding, like I said, I lost my funding from Tutuga. So last year I was using NSFAS, and NSFAS does not cover Postgrad. So I had to also apply for Postgrad funding. And by the grace of God, I received funding from Tomorrow Trust. Tomorrow Trust is basically like a non-profit organization that helps students from primary school all the way to tertiary. And I joined or was accepted and received funding from Tomorrow Trust for my honors year. And the year started, I think I had confidence because I knew that I wanted to do CIMA. I knew that I enjoyed financial management and this is what I want, you know. At the beginning of the year, we had like this orientation class or whatever, orientation day at the beginning of the course. And they told us that test 1, a lot of people are going to fail. Like if you fail test 1, you know, don't be worried. You're going to be okay. It's going to pick up, because there was a lot of changes. Like it's a huge jump from undergrad to postgrad. I thought, since I am studying financial management, I'm just going to be doing financial management. I'm just going to be calculating our capital budgeting and, you know, all those things, our evaluations and stuff like that. And that would be like the whole course, like corporate finance. I thought that corporate finance was the main thing. Then we get there, we realize, okay, we have 4 modules. There's risk, there's strategy, there's accounting case study, as well as corporate finance. You need to know all these things now. Exams, everything, all the tests that we write are typed and they're not written down. So you need to learn how to type very fast. You need to learn how to answer questions the way that CIMA wants you to answer them. You need to learn how to just go beyond the numbers, you know. In undergrad, you can just do calculation for 10 marks. Here, it's like you do a calculation, it's only counting 3 marks, and then the rest of it is just discussion. So I had to learn how to do that. And I remember going to consult before test 1 about how to study, and I realized there I consulted with Mr. Kevin, shout out, one of the best lecturers I've had in all my academic journey. So he really told me that, okay, I think you are taking too long to study because you are focusing too much on the theory, where else you should be focusing on applying the theory. I'm like, what does that even mean? Because they will tell you that in postgrad, it's more about application and analysis, not so much about the theory. The theory is like 10%. And the rest of it, you need to know how to apply. You need to know how to, you know, do the analysis and so on. And then test 1 came around. I wrote test 1. I was like feeling unsure because now calculations are done in Excel instead of writing down on paper. I know that sounds like, but you know Excel. Yeah, I am very comfortable with Excel. I did computer applications technology in high school, and we had like a module for it in first year and second year. So I know Excel to a large extent. But now the thing is, it's not about Excel, it's about writing your calculations on Excel. So anyway, that was a shift. That was a bit of like, a lot of adjusting. So the test 1 results came out. I passed 3 of the 4. I got one of the best marks for management accounting strategy for test 1, and then for risk, PRS at UJ, CMA it's P3. Risk strategy, that module, oh my goodness. I fought for my life this year with that module. I remember I got 38% for that test 1. So yeah, it did discourage me. I went to consult. I went to cry, actually. I went to vent. It wasn't even a consultation. I was venting to the academic trainee, and I was like, I failed. It's just like, chill. Relax. It's test 1. It's only 10% of your year mark, and you learn how to write and so on. And marks are going to pick up as long as you keep doing the work. So I think what I really did well in the year was being able to be flexible. If something doesn't work, and if a study method doesn't work, I am humble enough, intellectually humble. Intellectual humility, this is a concept I learned this year. It's very important to be humble and learn and be open to learning, and that's what I did. Second test, I passed. Test 2, I passed all my tests. I was very happy. Some of them were in the 50s, some of them in the 60s, so I was like feeling okay, feeling comfortable with where I was at. I'm proud to say that for that risk module, I doubled my first test mark in the second test. So I was like very happy. I'm like, okay, the consultations are working. I've been bothering my lecturers and academic trainees, and it's now paying off. I was very happy about that. And then we had the group project. We did very well in that one. My group was in the top 3 for the group project, and we won the APSA challenge. You can watch that vlog. I vlogged that video, so that counts towards our marks. So that also boosted my marks. Then we went to test 3. I think test 3 was, we had like a lot of time to study for it, but at the same time, there's just like so much work. So I think test 3 went okay-ish. The one that stressed me out the most was test 4. This is the time where I posted that video, how is Postgrad going? It was just after test 4. Test 4 was, for me at that time, mentally, I was really struggling. I won't lie. I felt like the anxiety was coming back. I felt like I was doubting myself now, and also just being overwhelmed and being scared of failing. Because the thing about going from academic exclusion to academic excellence, it comes with a lot of doubt. It comes with a lot of questioning, a period where you're questioning if you're actually smart. Like, I think when I was in first year, the person I was walking into the gate at UP in first year, that person who had bagged 5 distinctions in matric, that person who is like, on top of my school, whatever, that person is not the person that walked into Postgrad. The person that walked into Postgrad is a person who has been through failing, has been through subs, who has been through being very excited and happy for a 50. You see, so even though academically things were going okay-ish, like I was not failing anymore, because the test 1 PRS is the only test that I failed. So I was not failing, but still that doubt was there. Like, what if you actually fail again? What if this is not gonna be a 1-year thing? Are you actually good enough for this? And those doubts came. I thought that those anxieties and that self-doubt was going to be silenced by the fact that I am now a degree holder. I hold a degree from the University of Pretoria. I am studying my postgraduate degree in one of the best universities, proudly, one of the best universities, but still, like, there's still that doubt, like, are you actually smart? And test 4 was really a test on my mental health more than an academic test. And I struggled. I remember, like, a week leading into that, it was my birthday week, and I just felt like I didn't even want to celebrate my birthday, because I'm like, what's there to celebrate? And when that thought came, I remember thinking to myself, no, we are not letting 2021 repeat itself. Because that's when in 2021, I used to have those kinds of thoughts, and that led to me not eating, because I felt like I didn't deserve to eat. Like, I needed to earn, I needed to be productive in order for me to deserve things, the basic things like eating and stuff like that. And then when that thought came around my birthday, I was just like, ain't no way am I not celebrating myself, celebrating my birthday, or in like equating my worth to my productivity. Because at that time I felt like I wasn't productive enough. I was feeling a burnout. I actually even posted that video about feeling a burnout and so on. You can like read some of the things that I was saying in my journal that I screenshot in that video, that I was really struggling with doubt and anxiety at that time. But then I pulled it together, wrote test 4. Test 4 went well, better than I expected. Fast forward to the end of my exams. If you guys remember, the previous video I posted was me studying for my last exam, which was management case study. So while I was studying for that exam, I was going through some personal challenges, which I won't get into, and it was just like, it was hard. I won't lie, it was hard being able to focus on that exam. But I told myself that this is the last one, this is the last push, and I'm going to give it my everything. And that weekend was a very productive study weekend. And I wrote my last exam. I was like, okay, now I can finally breathe. Then we had, on the 13th of November, if I'm not mistaken, we had like an award ceremony. And I got the award for the best performance in management case study. So that last exam that I was writing, that I was studying for in the last vlog, I got the best performance for that one. And I also placed second in the top achievers in my class. So when I came back, I was just like, almost like in disbelief, because I'm like, how did we move from, like, is this me? I remember posting on my statuses that, like, it was just 2 years ago when I received that letter that I had faced academic exclusion, and here we are now. I'm in the top 2 of my class, and that's just a testament to the fact that do not give up. Failing is not a reflection of your abilities. I actually remember in my letter that I wrote, in my appeal letter, I said that my academic performance in 2021 is not a true reflection of my academic abilities. It's very true. It was not a true reflection. It is not a true reflection. I am standing here today 2 degrees hotter. I have completed my postgraduate degree, and we are a step closer to the CGMA designation. I'm very excited to start the new chapter. I get to close this one. In terms of closing the academic journey, I don't think that will ever be a definitive thing. I think I'll always want to study further. I might do my master's next year. I will update you guys on that. I haven't made my mind completely yet. I might do it next year or the other year. So there's certain things that I need to figure out first before I can make that decision. I am happy to say that I'm going to be starting my CGMA articles next year in January. I'm very, very excited about that. It's like we're one step closer to the CGMA designation. And I'm really making this video not to brag or anything like that, but to just show you guys that there is excellence that is possible on the other side of academic exclusion. And on that journey, you still have to fight those demons. You still have to fight imposter syndrome. You still have to fight self-doubt and believing in yourself and being your biggest cheerleader as much as you are your biggest critic, so that you know that you are still pushing yourself to be a better version of yourself. So thank you so much for watching this video to this point. I really do appreciate it. Remember to like this video and leave a comment down below. I really love hearing from you guys. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, so please get me to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2023. I'd be thrilled if that were to happen. Please do subscribe, like this video, and share it to someone who needs to see it, who needs to hear that your academic failures, academic exclusion does not define you. You get to write the rest of your story. That part is just a small part of the rest of my journey. In the broader scheme of things, it doesn't actually matter now that I changed degrees, that I faced academic exclusion. It matters only as a point of encouragement to someone else. It's me remembering that part to know that whatever challenges I'm going to face in the future, I'm going to be able to overcome them. So it does get better. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.